Hello guys, this is Colbert, Colbert Tech Repair, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Sabertooth 990FX R2 motherboard. This motherboard will be going into my test bench. I have one in my main gaming rig right now. As you can see here on the front, it has an unlocked FX processor. It's the 9 series chipset. It's SLI compatible, Windows 8 ready, all that good stuff. On the back here it just has some terminology, tough components, ceramics coating, it comes with the thermal radar software, it's tested, server reliable, all that good stuff. So let's get into the box. Now when you first open the box, this is what you are greeted with. A plastic cover. Out comes the tray. We will talk about the motherboard itself here in a second. But first, let's talk about what comes in the box. Now, you get your I/O shield, which is black. I really like that in my I/O shields. You have their power adapters. You have some black SATA cables, which I really like. I think these are 6 gigabit a second SATA cables. And then you have some right angle SATA cables, same thing, 6 gigabit a second. You have an NVIDIA SLI bridge, which I will actually be needing here shortly, because I'm going to be SLIing my 780s, which should be very nice. You have a certificate of reliability, which says that everything has been tested and that it is covered under warranty. You have your motherboard user's guide. Please read this, guys. It's very important to know the ins and outs of your motherboard. You have the boot features guide, 5-year warranty, and then you have the driver disc, and there's an Asus case badge in here. It's just a sticker though. Keep this disc, download the latest drivers off of their website, but this disc contains some very useful software. It has their Asus thermal radar software, which controls all of the temperatures on your motherboard and let you know exactly what they are. And it also has some other software that allows you to update your BIOS very easily. This is telling you to install an ASCII driver for Windows XP, and you get a sticker which says "The Ultimate Force, Tough Inside." Alright, now let's get to the actual motherboard here. Comes in a nice anti-static packaging. Alright, and here it is. As you can see, it has really high quality MOSFET thermals, North Bridge and South Bridge cooling. So you can see here, it has 4-slot dual channel memory. It has a 24-pin PCM board connector and an 8-pin CPU power connector. Over here you have 4 PCI Express lanes, a small legacy lane, and a legacy PCI lane. You have 8 SATA 6 gigabit connectors. These 3 are controlled by the motherboard controller. This would be controlled by, I believe it's a Marvell controller, but don't quote me on that. just pick up the board here. You can see right here, it has a mem OK button, which makes sure your memory is okay, and it has a RAM light. You can see the MOSFET here, all the capacitors. There's a USB 3 connector right here. Over here you have all of your leads for your power. You have a direct key to your BIOS if you ever need to get that. Right here you have your COM port, your jumper cables. You have two USB 2.0 headers. You have your TPM connector, your TB header, and your HD audio out. Now here on the back, here's the I/O panel. You have 2, 4, 6, 7 regular USB 2.0 connectors. Then you have 2 that are hot ports that always stay running, and you have 2 USB 3.0 connectors on the back. You also have a legacy PC2 connector for your keyboard and mouse. You have an optical out. You have a BIOS flashback utility right here to set back your BIOS to the factory settings just in case you accidentally mess something up, because you all know us tinkering with these things, it can happen very frequently. You have your Ethernet and your 7-channel audio. Now I will go over some fan headers with you guys. I believe on this motherboard we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I believe we have 6 CPU fan headers on here. Give you guys a close-up of the board here. See, it's a very nice looking board. I love the color scheme of it, the very rugged, dark, like an olive green, brown, and a gray. He looks very good. I wish they had some different color setups, but they don't. This is set up for the AMD chipset. As you can see there by the socket, that is a AM3 Plus socket. I said the thermal design on here is very good. Just look at that solid row of all Japanese capacitors right there, right next to the MOSFET. And trust me, these boards run good. The AMD chipset is a very, very hot chipset, and you will need those MOSFETs to run very well. Alright guys, well, this has been Colbert, Colbert Tech Repair. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't, feel free to give me a dislike. But if you are in the market for a motherboard, I highly recommend the Asus 990FX Revision 2 motherboard, the Sabertooth model. If you have any questions, you can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Colbert Tech Repair. And you can also find me on Twitter at TanColbert92. See you guys next time.